and welcome back to Learn English with Be Global. My name is Kristen, and today we are going to talk about common expressions in English. So these are just some everyday phrases that everybody uses on a pretty regular basis. So I just want to make sure that you know what they mean and also how to use them in a sentence so that it can help you when you're practicing your English with your friends and family. The first expression I would like to start with is have a word with. When you want to have a word with someone, it means you want to speak with them. So you may take a coworker or a friend aside and say, "May I have a word with you?" And it's just another way of saying, "Can I talk to you?" or "Can we have a talk?" And typically, if someone says, "have a word with," it's just a little bit more serious than, "Hey, let's chat." So it means to speak to. Or with. The next one I wanted to talk about is back and forth. When we talk about going back and forth, literally meaning a forward and a backward motion, what it means in the expression is that you just can't decide on something. So there's a lot of exploring all of the options that are possible, and it keeps you from being able to make a decision. So you're unable to make the decision because you keep going back and forth. I don't know what to get my mom for her birthday. I keep going back and forth because I know that she loves jewelry, but she also loves to cook. So I think about the different jewelry she might like, and then I think about cookbooks that she may want, and I keep going back and forth and I can't make a decision. Unable to decide. Exploring all options. Okay, the next one is beat around the bush. Now, if you were to think about it literally, you're beating around a bush that may be in the ground, a bush or a plant. So when we talk about it as an expression, what we mean is we are doing everything but dealing with the one situation that has to be dealt with, which in this case would be the bush. So if you're saying beat around the bush, what you're asking is for someone to not go around what needs to happen, but be more direct. If someone is beating around the bush, they're not telling you exactly what is needed. They are going around all of it and not really getting into the point of what it is. They're not being direct. So let's say that I need to ask my brother for a favor. And maybe I'm a little nervous to ask him because I'm afraid he's going to say no. So I start off talking about how grateful I am for him as a brother and how much I love him and the family. And he knows right away that I need to ask him something, but I'm not doing it. So he may say, "Stop beating around the bush. What is it that you want?" And that's his way of saying, stop going around the question that I know you need to ask me because I can tell there's something there. So that's avoiding the matter. And it can be anything, whatever it is that you're talking about. If you're beating around the bush, you're avoiding getting to the direct point. I'll put point here too. Now, like the back of my hand is an interesting saying because we all know our bodies. This is the same body I've had since I was a baby. And when they say that you know something like the back of your hand, that's saying that I have looked at this hand my whole life. So if I know a lot about it, I know it like the back of my hand. I know what the back of my hand looks like because I've had it forever. So it's just a way of saying that you really know something, that you know all of the details, that you know it in and out. You are the professional when it comes to whatever the subject is that you're talking about it. So for instance, if anyone were to come to Southern California, I was born and raised here. So if they said, "Well, do you know where Disneyland is? Or do you know where Hollywood is?" I could say to them, I know Southern California like the back of my hand. I have been here my whole life and I've traveled all over Southern California, so I can help. Come on. We use come on a lot. And it can mean several different things. It can mean come here. It can mean let's go. And a lot of times you will also see it abbreviated like this. It can mean hurry. It can mean all sorts of things. So typically with come on, it's something that you would say to somebody if maybe you're running late. You'd say, come on, let's go, we're running late. Or maybe if someone you feel like is not being honest with you, you could look at them and say, come on, tell me the truth. And it's just an added expression that we typically like to put in with a lot of our other expressions, and it just emphasizes it more. Come on, let's go. Or come on, what's really happening? Or come on, what are you doing? Why haven't we left yet? Take it easy. It means exactly what it implies, to relax. If someone asks you to take it easy, that means that they think you're a little bit too excited. Or maybe you've been really sick and you're recovering, and someone may say to you, take it easy these next few months while you're healing. So it means to relax. 24/7. 24/7 literally means there's 24 hours a day, there's 7 days a week. If you are doing something 24/7, that means you are doing it all of the time. You spend all of your time doing that one thing and you're doing it 24/7. Some people work 24/7, or they're a mother 24/7. Most people are mothers completely 24/7, and that is their job all the time. So it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Give me a hand. If you need someone to give you a hand, you are basically asking them to help you. Would you be able to help me? Can you give me a hand? And you're truly asking them for their hand in helping you in whatever the situation may be. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's something that they have to use their hand for, but it means that you need help. So you can ask anyone, can you give me a hand? You could say it to a stranger if you needed to. If you needed help with your bicycle, or if you needed help at the bus stop, or you can say it to a friend or coworker as well. Can you give me a hand with this? Because I can't do it by myself, I need some help. Okay? Asking for help. And then we have over here, sick and tired. Sick and tired means you are exhausted. You are done with whatever it is. Maybe you are sick and tired of all of the traffic. There's so much traffic. It exhausts me. I am sick and tired of the traffic. Or maybe you're sick and tired of the way you're being treated at work. Or maybe you're sick and tired of the weather being cold and you're ready for the sun to come back out. You can use it for just about anything when you're expressing just a true dissatisfaction with something. The term broke. Broke means you have no money. So if someone were to say, hey, I think we should go to Las Vegas this weekend. I'm so sorry, but I'm broke. There's no way I could afford a weekend in Las Vegas as much as I would love to do it. I'm completely broke. I have no money. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up means that something doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. So maybe it doesn't necessarily have to discuss numbers either. It could just be something happening in your life. You know, I had done everything that I needed to do to be able to recover from my ankle injury. I ate all the right foods, I did all of the exercises the doctor told me to do, and yet I'm still in pain, and it does not seem to be healing. It just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up that I wouldn't be healed by now because I've done everything I'm supposed to do. What a small world. That's a way of talking about coincidence. Just recently, I was in Los Angeles and I met up with a friend of mine. And while I was there, she was telling me about a coworker of hers who was also in Los Angeles. And the more we got to talking, I realized that that coworker and I have actually worked at the same place in Orange County, which is a strange coincidence because Southern California has tons of people. And not only does she know this girl that I know, but we used to work at the same place in a complete other city that's an hour away. What a small world. It just means that the world has gotten so much smaller because you've found this coincidence with people that you know. That makes it a small world. In ages. In ages. Ages literally meaning time and time and time has gone past. So maybe there's a movie that came out a long time ago. I know that Star Wars is very popular and it came out in 1977. I haven't seen that movie in ages. I have been wanting to see it, and it's been so long. So you can say, it's been ages since I've seen that movie. Grab a bite. So if you want to get some food with somebody, you can say, would you like to go out to eat? Or would you like to go to lunch? Or oftentimes people will say, do you want to grab a bite? And that just means you're going to go get food. On second thought truly means you're having a second thought. So maybe when I was talking about my mother earlier and I was going back and forth about what to get her for her birthday, I was thinking about the jewelry and I was also thinking about the cooking books, and I kept going back and forth between those two. But on second thought, she really loves to travel. So I think that it would be best if I took her on a trip, and that would be the best choice for me to make for her birthday. Because on second thought, when I think about it again, when I rethink the situation, I realize that travel is really the thing she loves the most. So that would be the best gift for her. And our last one is dying to. So this can be said, it does not mean literally dying, but it means that it's something that's very important to you. So maybe I could say, I have been dying to go to London. And that means that I would really love to go to London one day. Or people might say, I have been dying to try that new restaurant. Or I have been dying to get those shoes. It just means that you want something really badly. Okay, so now that we've gone through these 16 expressions, I just want to take you through a quick little story using all of them to help you practice once again. So we're going to start with, I was at work, and we have been working on this project for a while now. And I'm very excited about this project, but they haven't chosen a leader. So I wanted to go up to my manager to talk to him. So the first thing I did was I walked up to him and said, may I have a word with you? And I told him, I would like to talk to you about the possibility of this project that we're working on and who is going to lead it. We have been going back and forth on who should be in charge. We've talked about this person, we've talked about this person, and then we've also talked about a few other people as well. And I feel like with all of the back and forth, we're not able to move forward on the project. He said, well, stop beating around the bush. What is it that you want to ask me? And I told him, you know, this project is very special to me, and I know it like the back of my hand. I know everything about it, and I feel like I would be the best person to be in charge. It's really important to me. Please give me this chance. He said, come on, take it easy, which means relax. We don't need to worry about this project right now. There's no reason for us to start working on it 24/7 because we don't have to have the project finished for another 6 months. So if you can give me a hand with this other project that we're working on, then we can work together on that project when it comes up, and I will let you be in charge. So I was on the phone with my friend, and I was just telling her about how difficult it has been at work. I'm sick and tired of all of the back and forth and the beating around the bush and not really knowing what project is most important. And I'm also sick and tired of being broke. I don't have any money, yet I work all the time. And it just doesn't add up. For as much as I work, I should have more money. I shouldn't be broke. So I was talking to her, and she completely understood where I was coming from. And she told me that she had earlier ran into a friend of hers, and it just so happens that she is also someone that I went to elementary school with. And when I heard this, I said, what a small world. I have not seen Stephanie in ages. It has been so long since I've seen Stephanie. I can't believe that you ran into her and that we go to elementary school together. And she at that point said, well, why don't we grab a bite at that new diner that just opened up on 2nd Street? And I said, you know what? That is a great idea. I love that diner. I think it would be fantastic if we all met up there. And then I said, you know what? On second thought, I have been dying to try this brand new restaurant that opened up right on the beach. What do you think about maybe going there instead? So I hope that that story has helped you be able to apply these expressions. Please study this lesson again. It will help you. And feel free to ask any questions. Be sure to like our channel and hit that subscribe button. And I will see you again very, very soon. Bye.